Hey everybody, hi, it's Lady Robin, live from the Robin's Nest, giving you another video. Well, it has been almost a month since this whole leaving Neverland bullshit has hit the airwaves, and it is not looking too good for the three people who were involved in making this mess: Wade Robeson, James Safechuck, and of course Dan Reed. There have been a lot of holes being punctured through their stories. A lot of stuff is not adding up. A lot of stuff time-wise is not adding up. And even the latest scuttlebutt is that Jane said that during the video, Michael had a room in the train station of Neverland where he used to abuse him at. And turns out the train station wasn't built at that time when James was supposedly being abused. It's just a mess, and these three people are not accepting the fact that so many holes are being punctured in their story. It looks like Swiss cheese, but they're still going to try and push the narrative as best as they can. But you know, I would think that if I told a massive story to the audience and all of a sudden people are finding holes in my story, big gaping holes in my story, that would maybe tell me, you know, Robin, maybe you should come forward and be honest and tell the truth. But nope. They're going to ride or die with this lie, and it's still not looking good. The biggest lie, of course, is the fact that Brandy, Michael's niece, dated Wade Robeson for almost 10 years, but that was conveniently left out of the story. A whole human being, wow, someone that you dated for 7 years, 7, not 2, not 1, not 3, 7. That's almost a decade, y'all. You're gonna leave that person out of the whole story? And she was dating him at the time when the abuse happened. So you're just gonna leave this whole person out of this story. Like I said, they're going to ride or die with this lie as much as they can, even if it's not working out for their favor. And the latest scuttlebutt, even more scuttlebutt after that, is now Oprah, the one who brought this to the world, the one who had interviewed them after the program aired a couple weeks back. Now she is all of a sudden going to, I guess, apologize. And now she's taking all of her Leaving Neverland clips and stuff off of YouTube and off of the internet. But the fans are saying, too late. Too little, too late. But that's what's been going on this past month. Like I said, it doesn't look good for the three people who brought this to the world. But they're going to continue with it as best as they could. I'm not going to give you a video where I'm going to debunk every teeny tiny claim. I'm not going to do that. You all can do that. There are a whole lot of videos out there, a lot of videos, a lot of debunking videos where people are puncturing each and every statement that has been made by these two and finding faults with it. Timelines is messed up. Events is messed up. Some stories that were told about Michael, and he wasn't even in the country at that particular time. Like I said before, it's a mess. So since it's out there, you all can find that. And I will take and I will put some of the best debunking videos, the links to those debunking videos after this video, down in the bottom in the comment section. What I'm going to talk about today is the whole conspiracy theory behind this, okay? Now, I think there are a couple of conspiracy videos out there. I don't know, but I just want to put my little take on it. I have been wondering, ever since this came out, why my video in particular was placed into this because there were other videos out there, a lot of other videos, but some reason mine was picked. Mine and Matt FDR, who is a buddy of mine. You can also find the link to his page in the comment section. I have been wondering, why was my clip picked? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I look cute on camera, or maybe maybe my voice was pleasant or what. I don't know. But I was coming to think that maybe, just maybe, I said something in that previous video that maybe got their attention. And what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking that something that I said got their attention, and that's the reason why that video was placed. That part of the video was placed in Leaving Neverland. I made mention that when Wade Robson first came out with the story, that the timing of it was weird, that he had decided to come out with the story right at the moment when Katherine Jackson, Michael's mother, and his children, Prince Paris and Blanket, were suing AEG for being the ones who hired Conrad Murray, who gave him the lethal injection of propofol. They felt that AEG was negligent. And a lawyer said right in the opening day that things was going to get ugly. And sure enough, right after he said that, then all of a sudden, Wade Robson comes out with this story that after saying that nothing happened between him and Michael Jackson for 20 years, talking glowingly about the man, saying that he was his best friend, saying that Michael inspired him in every single thing that he did, in every aspect of the work that he has done, that all of a sudden, now he's going to come out and say that Michael molested him after all. So the timing was very weird about it. So my thing is that maybe, just maybe, someone from AEG, and I said this in a previous video, you can find a link to that video in the comment section of this video, someone from AEG probably went to him and said, you're going to help us with this. Doesn't matter if you were the star witness, you're going to say what you're going to say, we're going to make you say it, and if you don't, your career is going to be destroyed. And maybe that's why he felt pressured to say that. And when you looked at the interview that he gave with Matt Lauer, he basically just parroted everything that Matt Lauer said at that particular time. But now that we have the movie out, now here's all these lurid details from both him and James Safechuck, excuse me. Oh, who cares? Which does not add up. Okay? So, I'm thinking, maybe, just maybe, what happened was, after they won the case, after AEG was considered not negligent, maybe what they did was they went back to Wade and they said, okay, you know what? You helped us. You did us a big solid. We won the case. Now we're going to help you. You scratch our back, we scratch your back. And we're going to help you get what you need to get in order to get people on your side with this story. So after that, that's when James Safechuck comes in. And then they tried together and sued. Wade sued by himself. Then James Safechuck tried to sue by himself. Then they both got together and they tried to sue the estate together. And each time, bada bang, bada boom, nothing. In fact, one judge even said, the stories that you have told us are so absolutely incredible and ridiculous that no reasonable jury would believe it. But, like I said at the beginning, they're going to ride and die with this lie as best as they can. So, what happens is, now all of a sudden they are hooked up with this Dan Reed guy. And he makes their film, and he purposely said that he did not want to contact anyone on Michael's side because all he wanted to do was to tell their stories. He didn't want to give the family a chance to say what they had to say. He didn't want to give anyone who knew Michael to give a chance to say what they want to say. The only thing that they did was they showed a few clips of him, like when he told that he was cooperating with the police investigation. Remember the statement that he gave live at Neverland back in 1991, where he had on the red shirt and he had on the red background. They include that. Then, of course, they include the clip of Tom Mesereau. They include the clip of my buddy Matt, and they include, I think, oh shoot, I forgot that rapper's name. Not Common. Was it T.I.? One of them. They included that clip from that rapper from TMC, and of course they chose yours truly. So these were the only people on Michael's side that was basically speaking for him, and it wasn't that much. It really wasn't. Out of 4 hours, they only had about maybe 5 minutes of speaking on Michael's behalf. It doesn't seem kind of fair, does it? So, all of this is happening. And then all of a sudden, it premieres at Sundance in front of an audience of child abuse survivors. Now, come on. They already have their feelings about that. And what they have went through, I can't even imagine. But, I can't even find the right words for it, because they showed that in front of them, and of course it's going to tug at their heartstrings since they believe the story. But did any of them stop and think, maybe this isn't true? Or, I heard about these couple of guys, they've had some credibility issues in the past. No, they're not going to think about that, because they're still dealing with their own pain and their own suffering that they still have to deal with. And so their heartstrings are going to be tugged at. So this premieres at Sundance, and I did a little research, and I found out online that one of the PR women from Sundance is married to one of the guys that works for AEG. Really though. Okay. Then I also did a little searching. I went to the AEG website and I put in, names of different artists, to look up, because they promote a lot of people. Now, granted, the artisans, the singers and songwriters and stuff, naturally, all of them are going to be working for AEG, because AEG has a monopoly on this. But then I also found out that the color purple is also being promoted by AEG. And guess who produced the color purple? Surprise, surprise, Oprah Winfrey. Then you also find out, and I didn't think that this was going to be the case, but it actually is. One of the first people to tweet in favor of leaving Neverland, besides Oprah, was Ellen DeGeneres. And Ellen DeGeneres is also an AEG performer. That I did not know. Did not know that at all. So all of this is starting to connect a little bit. Now on top of that, of course, there are others who are speaking for Michael, who also are AEG performers, like Diana Ross and Aaron Carter. They're for Michael. But then the ones who are against, you have Sir Paul McCartney, you have Barbra Streisand, and then of course, like I said, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres. It's all connecting. And then you have those who really hasn't said that much about it, although their names have been tossed around. I really haven't heard that much from the Britney Spears camp or the Justin Timberlake camp, even though it's now been established that Wade Robson was the one who broke up Britney and Justin, which the song Cry Me a River came from. So they are also AEG performers, but they haven't really, to my knowledge, they haven't really said a lot about it. So this is all going on, and it's all connected. It's all coming together. It's all connected. I really think that maybe, just maybe, there is something about AEG being connected with all of this and helping Robson and Safechuck get their story out there with this movie. And then, of course, once the movie comes out, then you have to have the PR side of it. And that's where you have all these other performers who are coming in and they're offering their two cents on Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. My thing is, wouldn't a no comment would suffice? You know, back a long time ago, when a performer was asked about something, usually if they did not want to speak, they just said no comment. But now it's not like that. Thanks to social media, you got everybody open up their mouths left, right, and sideways. So all of this has been going on, and I have been wondering, is this what it's really all about? If all of this is connected in some kind of way. And on top of all that, as everybody else knows, Oprah Winfrey's good cut buddy, Harvey Weinstein, is also having his court trial right now, which you really haven't heard that much about. And the funny part is, Harvey Weinstein also had a documentary that premiered at Sundance about all the Hollywood victims who he hurt. But that wasn't getting that much press and that wasn't getting that much coverage. So for some reason, Michael Jackson has always been a kind of a red herring for this. You know, it's, let's put the spotlight on this guy. This guy, he's always been so weird. He hangs around children anyway. He must be the main problem. Meanwhile, other people who are in the background, who are actually doing the mess, they are being labeled to allowed to, you know, if they get caught, quietly have their court cases and then being pushed aside, and then you don't hear anything about them anymore. Like, for instance, that big producer, Jeffrey Epstein. Dude got like, what, about a year and a half or less than that for his crimes? And he was doing actual sex trafficking. But you're not hearing that as much. You're not hearing as much about Harvey Weinstein. You're not hearing that much. All you're hearing is leaving Neverland, leaving Neverland, leaving Neverland. And the guy has been dead for almost 10 years. Now, the thing that I don't get is, if this is all supposed to be about justice, then why wasn't something said in the beginning? Why wasn't something said earlier while he was alive? In fact, Wade Robson, since he was the star defendant, if he really was abused by Michael, then why didn't he say something right then and there? He didn't. He didn't say anything. If it was really about justice, then shouldn't you have gone after the guy who did it and put him under the jail and just left it at that? No, you didn't go to the police. You didn't speak up against him in the trial. None of that. You said you were trying to protect him, but if he really did that, there's no protecting someone like that. If it was really about justice, where was it? And then on top of that, the families, the parents. If he really did do this, then why would you take your kids to be around him anyway? Why weren't the parents investigated? The parents weren't. Isn't that the law? Isn't that considered child endangerment? If the parents really felt this way, why did they all go running to a lawyer first, trying to get the money, instead of going to the police? Why didn't they find some actual DNA evidence? Why didn't they? Why? Why wasn't anything done? Why was the first thing was, you know what? Maybe he did abuse my kid. I don't know, but I'm going to get a big paycheck from it. I don't understand that. I'm not a parent, but I don't get that. The one thing I do know is my mom, she loves me and my sister more than anything in this world. My mom knows me and my sister, my older sister, better than we know ourselves sometimes. Whenever something has gone wrong in our lives, if something wasn't right, like if we failed a test, or if we got demerits, or I went to Catholic school, or if we got called into the teachers, to the principal's office, or if we were having trouble with a bully, anything, no matter how small or how large the problem is, my mom can sense it. Even to this very day, as a grown-ass woman, my mom can sense it. She can tell when something is not right. So what I don't get is, if you felt that your child was being abused, you as a parent, you couldn't pick up something? You couldn't tell? You couldn't ask your child, is something wrong? Is something happening to you? My mom instinctively knows when something is wrong with me. So I don't understand how we can have pictures of, there was the pictures of Michael, Mrs. Safechuck, and Jimmy in Hawaii. And the one who was all close up to Michael was the mother. If he was supposedly abusing your child at that particular time, why were you cozying up to this guy? Couldn't you tell something was wrong with your kid? I don't get that. That's why a lot of this does not make sense. A lot of this is not adding up. And it's not just because of the fact that I'm a fan. It's just because of the fact that when I'm hearing about somebody being accused of something that they did not do, I don't like that. Because that means anybody can be accused of anything. And that's the thing that really gets me about all of this, that there are people taking this at face value, and they're not considering that these guys perjured themselves in a court of law, and they've been asking for money in a court of law. They have also owe the estate money from all the court cases. Nobody is looking at that. Nobody is asking about that. No, all it is, oh my God, these two guys said a whole bunch of gross stuff about this guy who we all felt was creepy anyway. Something had to be done. Let's mute him. Well, if you didn't mute him back in 93, if you didn't mute him back in 2005, why are you going to try and mute him now in 2019, when he's dead and can't defend himself? None of this BS makes sense at all. Now, I have another video coming up in a few hours. I gotta do some work on this one, but I will be back, because there's a whole lot more about this that really does not seem right. And it's not just the holes that are being punctured in the story from the family and from the fans and just from some journalists who are actually doing their job and investigating what's going on. There's a lot of this that's going down that really stinks, and it doesn't make any sense at all. So I'll be back a little bit later. Like I said, this is your girl, Lady Robin, live from the Robin's Nest, and I will see you again back at YouTube, another time, another place. Just think about what I had to say. Really, really, really stop and think. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.